Bienvenidos. Welcome to the 2021-2022 school year. This year, Principal Deborah Thompson of the L.W. Young Junior High School, home of the Golden Eagles, admonishes us all to soar, strive, overcome, achieve, and rise. Soar to success, whether it be virtual or through face to face hybrid instruction. And the Modern Languages Department of L.W. Young is no different. Spearheaded by Vice Principal Latoya Burrows, the Modern Languages Department is comprised of 4 members, 3 Spanish and 1 French teacher. Let's meet the team. The head of department is Mrs. Sharon Henry Parker. She teaches Spanish. Joining her teaching Spanish are Mrs. Chacotana and me. I'm Miss J. The French teacher is Madame Pratt. This welcome video will take you through 4 sections: the rules, expectations, and the class supply list, the program overview and program apps, resources, materials, and topics for the fall, as well as the teacher contacts and ways that you can get assistance. Let's get into it. This is your class supply list. For success in these programs, you will need your device, which can be a desktop, laptop, or a tablet. You can also use your cell phone for communication and also in case of emergencies. You should also know your email address, and your password should be safe and handy. You should need a blue or black pen, your notebook, a ruler, your crayons or coloring pencils, your Spanish or French vocabulary textbook or handbook, as well as your Spanish or French workbooks per grade level. These will be discussed later. Your virtual classroom rules include the following: log in the class or time on time or a few minutes before. Be prepared to learn, ensuring that your device has been charged the day before or the night before. Have an open mind because learning a new language can be exciting but also a challenge at times. There should be no eating or drinking during class time. Be appropriately attired, wearing no sleeveless or inappropriate apparel. Ask permission to move around because movement can be distracting. Remember that your video camera must be on at all times because if you can see me, I want to see you too. Remember to mute your mic until it's time to speak and that you must submit all assignments on time through the LMS. Here's our program overview and the apps that we'll be using. The Modern Languages Department of L.W. Young incorporates the 4 skills of communication: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. These will be assessed regularly and homework will be constant. Learning begins today, and our program for the fall will run from September to December. Remember that you will be assessed regularly, and so you will have unit tests as well as mid-semester tests throughout the program. Remember that you should take good notes because your end of term assessment will cover all of the topics that we cover from now up until the end of term assessment in December. Your end of term assessment will be assessed as follows, will be graded as follows. There will be 10 points for the speaking exam, and the listening, reading, and writing examinations will be 30 points respectively, a total of 100 points. The learning management system is where you can check your progress as well as access the classes on your dashboard, connect to live sessions through the LMS, locate and complete assignments, and communicate with teachers. Remember that you can be proactive here by checking your own progress, and this can be located at bahamas.oneononelms.com. Your live meeting sites include Microsoft Teams. This is where we'll be meeting for our live classes. We will also be using Zoom for our PTA meetings, and it's also possible that you may use them for some of your classes. WhatsApp can also be a handy tool using your cell phone in the event that you're having some trouble accessing your classes or having any problems virtually through the instruction program. These are your program apps: YouTube, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Forms, PowerPoint, Pear Deck, Flipgrid, Quizlet, Kahoot, and Quizzes. These will all be used throughout this program. Your resources and materials and your topics for the fall as follows. The Spanish program makes use of the Lo Básico series. It's been in use since 2019 and has garnered success throughout the Modern Languages program at L.W. Young. The Lo Básico series can be ordered through the L.W. Young School office, and this year there are 3 order dates. Please pay close attention to these dates to ensure that you can access your resources in time for classes. The Lo Básico website is www.lobasicobahamas.com. These are your 7th grade topics for the fall. These will be addressed in class, so I won't stay on this slide very long. Here are your 8th grade topics. These will also be addressed in class, so I will not stay on this slide very long. Your 9th grade Spanish topics are as follows. And I will also not stay on this slide very long because these will be addressed in the 9th grade classes. The French program. The French program makes use of the Les Debut French Resource Series. It can be accessed via www.debutbahamas.com. It has been in use at LW Young for a number of years and has garnered success through the national exams as well as the in-school exams. These are the French topics for the fall term. These will be addressed in the French class, and so I will not be on this slide very long. Here are your 8th grade French topics for the fall. As mentioned before, these topics will be addressed in class, and so I will not be on this slide very long. Finally, here are your 9th grade French topics for the fall. These will also be addressed in class, and so I will not be on this slide very long. Let's talk about the national exams. The Bahamas Junior Certificate are the national exams, or BJC examinations as we call them, and these are held during the 9th grade year. So for the 9th graders, these are for you. Remember that the BJC examinations incorporates 3 of the 4 skills. There is no speaking examination in the BJC. However, there is paper 1 listening, paper 2 reading, and the paper 3 is writing paper. BJC classes are mandatory, and the days and times will be announced by the teacher. This is the important BJC information for the 9th graders. All 9th graders in 9L, W, Y, and O at LW Young are required to take the BJC examinations unless otherwise indicated by their modern languages teacher. In addition to that, 9th graders taking the BJC national examinations must have both their late debut French and Le Basico series texts and workbooks to ensure success on these exams. These are your teacher contacts for assistance. You may contact Mr. Sharon Henry Parker, the head of department, via this email. Mr. Shackletana may be contacted via this email. I'll stay on these slides for a minute. Me, I'm Miss J. I can be contacted via this email address. And Madam Pratt, the French teacher, may be contacted at this email address. I'll stay on this slide for a minute as well. For additional help, you can contact the LW Young, or you can search the LW Young Golden Eagles page on Facebook. We also have the ability to send messages to teachers via the LMS at bahamas.oneononelms.com. Finally, using your phone and WhatsApp, you can call or WhatsApp the hotline numbers. I'll stay on this slide for a minute in case you need to write them down. And remember that when you send messages, you should include your student's name, your grade, and your email address so that you can get immediate assistance for whatever the problem is you may be having. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, at LW Young Junior High School, we soar, we strive, overcome, achieve, and rise.